Yay, finally unboxing my temporary loan of this Synology DS1618 Plus 6-bay NAS. And here's the killer feature here that is quite unique. 10 gig. So I'm told this loaner unit has a 10 gig interface in it. We're about to find out together if that's the case, but this is pretty exciting. This is a rather high-end NAS, and we've got the MAC addresses listed right in the corner there. 4K video, hey, you could probably make that out. There you go. Let's see what's on the back for the specs. All right, having a little closer look here before we actually get inside the box. Here we go. Talks about the indicators, basically just a legend for what we're going to be looking at when we're looking at the unit, including Kensington lock, USB 3 port, etc. SATA, by the way, so if you have a secondary NAS, you can hang it off of this one. Just point that out. And then finally a bunch of specs listed here, including the weight and the 3-year warranty. All right, let's get into it. You want to see the inside of the box. So do I. It's been a while. Infant ready NAS is something I used a long time ago, like over a decade ago with high SCSI and best support, but NAS have come a long way since then. I've used the Synology 2-bay NAS about 3-4 years ago, pretty low-end device, and actually sped it up with some software caching from Infinio. This time I'll be using M.2 drives to speed it up for caching. Okay, first thing in the box here is going to be some power cords and an Ethernet cord and some screws. So power right there, Ethernet right there, and another Ethernet right there. So if we want to do two different Ethernet interfaces on the 1 gig, we could, but I'd much prefer just going 10 gig. All right, in the box we have a quick install guide. Probably not that different than the legend we saw on the side of the box, which basically said what the different lights do. Okay, this talks a little bit about the drive carriers. Cool. It's also told this shipped with some drives, so we're about to find out if I have to worry about any kind of assembly. Awesome. Now, Synology NAS is known for its user interface, web-based GUI, which is quite lovely and well-liked. Okay, and here they're talking about a bit of an ad for their Synology Wi-Fi routers. All right, let's have a look. Nicely boxed. No chance for damage here. We've got the unit inside a sleeve. So it looks like the best way to show you this on camera is going to be to not fight gravity and lift straight up, and instead go out sideways. Sorry, I bumped the tripod there. This is an unedited unboxing video. I'm actually hitting the road tomorrow, so it's going to be done in one shot and uploaded to YouTube as is. Okay, that was a nice safe unboxing. Just going timidly here. It's sealed, or it's been resealed, right? Because we already know some drives have been assembled and a 10 gig optional card added, so I wouldn't expect that to be a factory seal. We got some nice rubber, sorbethane type of rubber feet there. Try it a little harder. Beautiful construction already. I'm impressed with everything about the way it feels. Beautiful. Wow. I like that. Check that out. Heck, I don't even see fingerprints. There it is. What a nice looking device here. Okay, we've got USB 3 obviously there with the blue. The sorbethane, very rubbery feet that are quite thick. Some sort of console connector there that I'm not going to worry about right now. A little bit about the device. Access to the insides. Top, there's nothing to see there. And the other side is also a logo with a bit of perforation. So a closer look at the back. Ta-da! There it is, 10 gig. Nice. I'm not even sure if you can manage it at over 10 gig. I would think so, but I'll find out soon. And then 4 1 gig, so very generously equipped with ports. SATA that I mentioned, Kensington port, AC power. And an interesting hold down here for the half height, half length 10 gig card that has been kindly added. Now this feels quite heavy, so that hints at what is probably going on in the drive bays. So, what's inside the drive bays, and are they locked, right? So the answer is yes. I'm going to go ahead and just finish up this video with powering it up. Okay, so I've got a watt meter here. That'll come in handy. We'll see how many watts it uses. And I'm also going to, let's see, let me think about that. Yeah, I'm going to want 10 gig going. So 10 gig is not going to show on one of these LAN ports. We've got 4 LAN ports. So what I might want to do is spin it around. Okay? And naturally, follow-on videos will want to show you, hey, what's it look like once it's actually operational, logging into the web UI and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a power cable now, and we'll get started with plugging this thing in. So the power cable it came with, I'm going to open that up and give it a go. So the display is on the number of watts being used. First we'll see how much does it use just sitting there idle, right, without even powering it on. Okay, so the unit is now on. It's still showing 0. So the power switch is really a master power switch. It seems to have disconnected the unit from power entirely. Let me also do 10 gig. And the cable's a little bit short. There we go. Okay, so 10 gig's now attached. All right, here we go. I have a lapel mic. I'm going to hold it closer. So I may have heard the subtle noise of a drive spinning up there. We're up to 52 watts at the initial boot, as you're seeing in the upper right, 53 watts. So yeah, without LAN lights lit up here, there's not a whole lot we're going to see in the front. There's no alerts, so that's a good sign. It's not, attempting to do any rebuild, but it's still very early in the boot process. So I'm going to put the mic near my face again. You probably didn't hear a whole lot through the mic because it's rather quiet. So I'm impressed with the noise level so far. Now the fan might slow down a little bit once the boot is going further along here. Make this look a little prettier. So it's briefly up to 57 watts. That's like the most we've seen so far. I don't know about RAM or, what's in there quite yet. We'll have to check that out shortly here. Okay, we had a single beep for power on self-test, and the status light is blinking. And it's blinking amber, so I'll have to check into what's that about. Might be perfectly normal based on the way they shipped it or how it's configured, or maybe it's not configured at all. Not really concerned at all about any of that. And the fan definitely got quieter, and we settled down to maybe half the volume and 53 watts in the steady state booted as we are now. And we should be able to see blinking LED. There it is. Now if we move this over here, we'll get, sorry about that, I had it on 2x, but yeah, obviously that works. And if we look around the front, we'll now have a nice LED indication of what the LAN is doing. Excellent. You'll also see the drive's all lit up green. Only the status light is complaining a bit on us right now. Only heard a little bit of dry noise there. Minimal. Doesn't seem to be doing a resync or anything. The lights are just flickering or pulsing occasionally. Alright, I'm going to log into my Synology NAS, but I don't know what IP address it is. Well, my DHCP server has given it an IP address. So if I view all my leases and sort them by expiration, it should jump out at me. There we go. DiskStation sounds promising. 219. So let me open up that in a new tab. And we're off. It was that easy. Awesome. Alright, so I'm going to have to do some naming here. Not the greatest name, but that's all right. Okay, initial username, password. And we're good. So we've got this little blue help eyes here. We can get more information about each of those. And we'll get our first login going here. Without port forwarding, I'm going to skip that step. Yeah, locating it with find it, I don't really need that. All right, and here's the analytics or telemetry data. Privacy policy. Oh my. And we're in. All right. Now, I can turn off this distraction here. Having a look around the UI. Like I said, it's been a little while, like almost a couple years actually since I've last gone in. Here we go. But it's pretty straightforward from what I remember. And really at the moment, there we can see the host name. So that's its host name. Let's see if my Ubiquiti router knows it by that name yet. Probably not. Yeah. All right, so it's still called DiskStation. That's its initial name that it had before I renamed it. So after a reboot, it'll probably be fine. LAN port 1 is that IP. I'm on LAN port 5. I'm on the 10 gig interface. That's actually at 1 gig at the moment. And it's been up for 43 minutes and 0 CPU. So not much to see here. DiskStation's working well. So I'm not sure why there's an amber light on earlier, but maybe that just got cleared. And let's get into doing an update, and then I'll have a look around at all the features once I have the latest firmware on there. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Okay, a whole bunch of optional features. So notice it's almost, it's a windowing operating system really within this browser UI, right? So control panel now has a giant 1 on it, pretty hard to miss. Looks pretty awesome. It says checking for latest DSM update right now. And here we go. Okay, I'm already on it. But update 6 has come out since. Interesting. I'm clicking update now, and it's giving me a little warning. Now, I'm plugged into UPS protected outlet, a good idea when you're doing such a thing. And it's going to take a little while to do this update, so I'll go ahead and speed up this portion of the video until it's done. Okay, it's ready for me to log in again. Let's see if that name got picked up. Nice, it did. So the reboot kicked that off. So now I can use the name. And that should work whether I'm local or remote. Excellent. And it should work over HTTPS as well. That's what I would want to bookmark. It's not going to work. Okay, so we'd have to turn that on as an option. Anyhow, that's good. So let me finish what I meant to do here. Show bookmarks bar. So you can make a shortcut for NAS. And there we go. Shortcut works. LastPass might or might not come up. We'll see. All right. It's looking good. We have a little warning here. That was old. It's 5 minutes ago. So we can clear that. Looking back at Control Panel, under Update, it's checking for the latest. Since we're at Update 6 already, it's probably going to say there's nothing to do. Yes, we're up to date. Okay, so that's it. This unboxing is not really meant to be an intensive look at all the user interface features of the Synology NAS, but things like NFS and iSCSI and mounting from VMware and all that, I'll be looking into that. And of course doing a bit of testing at actual 10 gig native speed. So hopefully you found this initial video helpful. Thanks for watching, and thanks for visiting tinkertry.com.